Hello students, and welcome to another video. Today's video is an extra important one because it's about your rights that you have as a human here in the United States. So we're going to be talking about the basic human rights that are found in the very first section of the Declaration of Independence, and these are called your unalienable rights. That means that you were born with these and they cannot be taken away from you. All right, so I want to read to you the actual text from this first paragraph in the Declaration of Independence. Then we're going to analyze it together. It says, and remember, this was written by Thomas Jefferson, Benjamin Franklin, and John Adams, and then signed on July 4th, 1776. They wrote, "We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal, that they are endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable rights, that among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness." So two really big statements in this first line of the Declaration of Independence. First, we have the statement that all men are created equal, that we are born equal to each other and we should all be granted the same rights. This definition of equality has changed over the years. We're getting closer and closer to a true level of equality in our country. But I really want to focus on those three unalienable rights. Those are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Remember, your unalienable rights cannot be taken away from you. The government can't take them away from you. A person cannot take them away from you. You have these rights just from being born. And in fact, take a look at this diagram here, okay? So here we are, the people, citizens living in the country. Where do our rights come from? They come from our Creator. They come from above just because we were born. Now, the next piece of the introduction to the Declaration of Independence is that this next quote, it says that to secure these rights, so in order to protect these rights, governments are instituted among men, deriving their just powers from the consent of the governed. Notice there that that word consent, that really is just a formal permission saying, yes, I agree to this. And you can see again, this shows up in our diagram about unalienable rights. We, the people, create the government, right? Here we go. Governments are instituted among men, okay? We, the people, create the government. And then the government derives their powers from the consent of the governed. So the government receives its own power because we allow it to. We give permission to the government. And then how do we give permission to the government? I know you guys already know this answer, so I'm going to pause for a second for you to think about it in your brain. How do we give permission to the government? I'm hoping you guys all said we give permission to the government by voting. That's where we are giving our consent to the government. All right, I hope you guys found this video helpful to understand where you get your basic human rights, your unalienable rights in the Declaration of Independence.